Well, one of your quotes that I think of often, and I might be paraphrasing this, is if you want to avoid conflict, rule number one is avoid people who are constantly involved with conflict, right? I mean, something along those lines.
I mean, for example, when you're in a relationship, just watch how the other person treats their worst enemy, because eventually they'll just redefine you as enemy and you'll get to feel that behavior. So I think the number one criteria I look for in a relationship is that person has to be kind. They just have to be a nice person. And because eventually they'll, in a certain context, you can always be reclassified from friend to enemy. So you just want to see the boundaries of someone's ethics. If you see someone being bad to a server, or someone engaging in unethical behavior, or suing other people, or fighting other people all the time, it's only a matter of time before they fight you. So just stay away from these high conflict people. Everyone has conflict. No one is clean. But that said, like, there are definitely people who engage in conflict and do it regularly, and they make it a part of their lifestyle. Just walk away. It's not worth it. There are plenty of people who are low conflict and easy to get along with.
Yeah, low conflict, low maintenance, who can also be brutally candid when necessary, right? Which doesn't equal high conflict.
Well, the one thing I've noticed, and I haven't written the tweet on this because I've had a hard time figuring out how to say it, but the people that I want to spend time around these days, when I look at what the common characteristic is, they're highly self-aware. They're very, very aware of themselves. They're not running on autopilot. They don't get angry easily. They don't get unhappy easily. They don't take themselves too seriously. They have a certain separation from their own thoughts and personality that prevents circumstances and their personality from overwhelming them. They don't have a victim mentality. They're not caught up in some story of what happened to them when they were younger. They've had those issues for sure, but they've just gotten past them and been like, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be trapped in that mindset. They're not trying to signal all the time how important they are, or who they know, or what they've done,
or how virtuous
they are. They're not virtue signaling or bigoteering. They have low egos. Generally, I can literally plot on a line, the more self-aware somebody is, I guarantee you, the more attractive that they are to a large number of people. And to the degree that I've achieved any modicum of fame, and fame is a trap, and I'm going to pay for this. I know I will pay for this. But any modicum of fame that I've achieved, I think, is because I am one of the few people who has been successful in business that thinks out loud in public. And because I'm willing to think out loud in public, that's a risk that I take on. It improves my thinking, but other people say, oh yeah, he's somewhat self-aware. He's thinking about himself. And I think that helps inspire other people to also say, okay, it's okay for me to think about myself. And I just find hanging around self-aware people is a lot easier than people who are running on autopilot, almost like NPCs.
Mm-hmm. NPCs. What does that mean?
Non-player characters. It's a reference to certain kinds of video games where it's like a computer control character, right? They're predictable.
Got it. All right. So speaking of games, this is the final tweet.
The final tweet.
The podcast
Final
based
boss.
on tweets.
Final boss.